This is Rakesh from Let's Make Learning Simple channel. Now we are going to see how we can implement abstract factory design pattern in a detailed manner using Java program. So if you haven't watched the previous video, that is abstract factory design pattern explanation using real-time and real-life examples, the video link would be present in the description box. Please go and watch that video and then come to this video for better understanding purpose. See here, the motto behind this application is this factory creator is the actual abstract factory. This abstract factory will return the better factory class, better factory object for other operations. A factory creator abstract factory class will return either source factory or course factory, depends on the input. If you send input as course means, then it will return course factory object. If you send source means, it will return the source factory object. Please keep in mind that this example would be confusing because it involves many classes for explanation. So that's the reason why I have pushed this code to the GitHub. Please try to download this code from the GitHub for better understanding purpose. So let's jump into the code. So this is a main class. So we have an interface called course. This course has an abstract method called public string get course name. So two classes implements that interface. So programming course and non-programming course. The first class would return Java because it's related to programming, and the second non-programming course would return DSP because it doesn't relate to non-programming. These two classes would be handled by the course factory. So here, based on the course type, it will return the better object. If we send programming means, it will return programming course object. If we send non-programming means, it will return the non-programming course object. So that's the usage of course factory. This course factory class extends source course factory. The source course factory has two abstract methods, get source and get course. Since this course factory only involves with the get course details, the implementation for get source would be return null. So if we send any source type for this object, it would return only null. So that's the explanation between for the course, programming course, non-programming course, and course factory. And then source. So source is an interface. It has only one method, only one abstract method called public string get source in. The two classes, offline and online, would implement the source interface, and it would return books for offline and it would return YouTube for online. So these two classes would be managed by the source factory. This would return the best object based on the input. If we send online means, it would return online object. If we send offline means, it would return the offline object. If we send any other input means, it would return only null. This factory also extends source course factory. So that's the reason why we have implemented two methods. The get source would return the actual source objects based on the input type, and get course would return only null because this source factory doesn't involve anything related to course. So get course. So course factory would return null for get source method, and source factory would return null for get course method. So till now we haven't explained about abstract factory class. Now we are going to explain about abstract factory class. This factory created is the abstract factory for this application. This factory creator would return the best factory object based on input. So we have two factories, course factory and source factory. If we send, so course means it would analyze that this input is related to course factory. That's the reason it is written in the course factory object. If we send source means, it would analyze this data is from, so this data is belongs to source factory, so it will return the source factory object. So this abstract class would analyze the input and it will return the best factory object for other operations. Here it analyzes course and source, and it will return course factory or source factory. If we give any other input, means it will return only null. So this main method, this main program would uses that abstract factory for getting the granular factory objects. So factory creator dot get source course factory codes. Since you are sending codes as an input, it would this factory creator would return codes factory object. So using this codes factory object, we can call two methods: codes dot get codes and then codes dot get source. Since the implementation for get source is written null, even if we call codes dot get source of some input, it will return null. Here in this case we are calling codes dot get codes programming. So it would, here the code type would be programming, it would return programming codes. Using that object we are calling get course name. So programming codes dot get name is return Java. So this statement would return Java, would print Java. And the second, this statement factory creator dot get source codes factory source. So the input for this type would be source, it would return this source factory object. Using that source factory object we can call two methods. One is get source and another is get codes. Here we are calling get source, so of online. So the input for this source type is online, it would return online object. Using that online object we are calling get source name. So online object get source name is YouTube. So here this statement would print YouTube. If suppose we call source dot get codes of some input, means it would return null, because this the implementation for get codes is written null. So this is the basic program how we can implement abstract factory using some real case scenario. Please try to download this code from GitHub and try to execute in a system. That's the only one way by which you can learn many things. So if I run this code, you would see the following output: Java and YouTube. So thanks for watching this video. Please try to watch the previous video also, and try to watch all the videos in this course, so that you can get all the 23 design patterns in fingertips. Thanks once again.